In breaking and tragic news here on the MeidasTouch Network, we've had a shooting at 6:40 this morning in Texas at an ICE detention center in Dallas. 4 people were involved. 2 people are dead, including the shooter, according to early reports, including a press conference that was conducted by the FBI and local law enforcement. 2 were sent to the hospital. None were law enforcement, apparently. None were ICE agents or officers. The people involved were the shooter and apparently 3 ICE detainees, meaning migrants. They are not safe in the hands of the Trump administration, for sure. How somebody was able to get through whatever low security there was to shoot and kill migrants, that's who actually died today, along with the shooter. But that didn't stop the Trump administration and even its FBI and its head of ICE and the vice president of the United States from attacking people who are using political violence in some way to go after ICE and law enforcement. They characterized this almost immediately as being an attack on ICE and law enforcement. It started even before this press conference with Todd Lyons, the acting director of ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, taking to the news media with this clip. Let's play it.
This event has sort of subsumed what we were going to discuss. What can you tell us about this incident in Dallas?
Yeah, literally, as I was coming here, we were notified that there were shots fired at our Dallas field office. Right now, preliminary information is a possible sniper. We have 3 individuals that are down at this time. We're not sure on their condition. They've been taken to the hospital. We're hearing some reports that the shooter may be down from the Texas Department of Public Safety. The scene's secure. You know, obviously right now, my hearts and prayers are going out to my officers and agents. That's my biggest concern, and as well as everyone in that area. But this just shows the violence that's being increased against ICE officers and agents. This is the second time now we've had a shooting at one of our facilities in the Dallas area, and really, it's just a sad time that we have to worry about violence against law enforcement.
So you're hearing, the reports you're hearing at this point are coming from inside your offices in Dallas at ICE. You're hearing directly from them?
Yeah, we're hearing directly from the leadership on the ground there. The building is on lockdown, building secure. Initial reports are that our offices are accounted for, but there are 3 individuals that are shot.
Are the 3 individuals ICE employees?
We're still working on that right now. Obviously, it's really chaotic.
At or around the same time, J.D. Vance, the vice president, posted on social media that, quote, the obsessive attack on law enforcement and ICE must stop. Again, the early reports, including at the press conference, is that no ICE law enforcement were injured or killed. It was all detainees, all migrants who died without due process, who were not protected properly, apparently, by ICE or by the Trump administration at all, and were left vulnerable to a gunman shooting. Then at the press conference that just took place in Texas, we had the FBI field director take to the stage and declare that based on bullet casings that were found at or around the scene, that those contain messages. What is it with putting messages carved into bullets?
Bring all those individuals who are responsible to bring them to justice and to hold them accountable. While we're not releasing identities of any victims at this time, what I can confirm for you is no members of law enforcement were hurt during this attack.
But apparently they are now saying that early examination of evidence, and now I got to hear about evidence early from an FBI field officer, that there was casings that had imprinted on them messaging that were anti-ICE. I don't know about all that. I do know that the people that apparently were shot and killed, at least one of them, and the 2 wounded people had nothing to do with law enforcement. They were the detainees. They were the migrants. So either this shooter missed his targets not once but 3 separate times, or this early reporting by the FBI to try to frame this issue and grab the narrative is wrong. I'm not sure which it is. We're going to continue to follow the story, but let's look at what's happening in the post-Charlie Kirk world, right? Donald Trump using the untimely death of Charlie Kirk, the violent death of Charlie Kirk, as a way to now frame everything that has followed as being an act of political violence against MAGA and the Republicans perpetrated by Democrats and liberals. You wait. There will be other reporting that we'll do on Legal AF and on the MeidasTouch network that it's going to be a version of this was a liberal, this was a Democrat. You know, they're going to go pouring through his yearbook or her yearbook and family associations and church groups and try to figure out a way whether this person could be classified as a liberal or a Democrat. Look, mental illness and violence it crosses over political boundaries, right? You know, that's not a teaching or tenet of the Democratic Party to pick up a weapon and to kill people. I can't say the same thing for MAGA or the extremists in America on the right. Many of them gun-toting, many of them aligned with the NRA and other pro-weapon groups. But the Democrats generally, we're not teaching that to our children, that when you have a political argument or disagreement with the other side, even as one is deeply felt, deeply held as we have right now, that you pick up a weapon and oppose your enemy and shoot them from a distance. That's not a teaching or a platform of the Democratic Party or of liberals or of socialists or of Marxists or of independents or of any sane, not unraveled, not off-kilter human being.
Hey everybody, Ben Meiselas here from the MeidasTouch Network. I wanted to let you know about my podcast partner, Michael Popok's new law firm. It's called the Popok Firm. Michael Popok's pursuing his dream of starting his own law firm, really based on the popular demand by all the Meidas Mighty and legal AFers who are approaching Michael Popok with their cases and saying, can you help us? And at that time, Popok was not able to. So he went out on his own. He started the Popok Firm, where he is now handling catastrophic injury cases like car accident cases, trucking cases, malpractice cases, big negligence cases, wrongful death cases. So if you or someone you know have a case like this, the consultation with Popok's firm is free. Give him a call, see if you have a case. It's thepopokfirm.com, thepopokfirm.com, or you can call 877-POPOK-AF, P-O-P-O-K-A-F. So 1-877-POPOK-AF. Give Michael Popok a call. And I'm really proud of you, Popok. Thanks for all the hard work you're putting in.
If you have your mental health intact, you're not getting up on a rooftop and firing a weapon or going into a Dallas ICE Detention Center and start firing randomly and hitting a lot of migrants, whether you're aiming for ICE or not. But that is what we're going to expect now. Every time there's some sort of shooting in and around a federal building, it's going to be automatically pinned on the Democrats, which is unfair and unseemly and really depraved and disgusting. But we got to be ready for it. First, we got to get the facts. The facts are, as of right now, 6:40 this morning, a shooting at an ICE detention center in Dallas. Shooter dead, one other person dead, a migrant detainee, 2 other people sent to the hospital, migrant detainees. Whether there's bullet casings at the scene that say it was anti-ICE or that's how it's been translated, I don't know yet. And the fact that they announced it so early was obviously a pressure campaign by the Homeland Security Director, Kristi Noem, and Donald Trump. Pin it on the Democrats. Pin it on the Democrats. Don't pin it on gun control problems in this country. Don't pin it on mental health problems in this country. Pin it on the other party. And that's the part that is not healthy. It's tearing this country apart to constantly blame a party for it. They don't like it when we do it, when we say, well, you know, your political rhetoric is a little bit sharp, a little bit hot, don't you think? For the Republicans and MAGA, don't you think you should tone it down? Maybe we shouldn't talk about violence so much. Maybe we shouldn't talk about taking out our adversaries so much. Maybe we shouldn't talk about Second Amendment solutions so much. Maybe we shouldn't talk about, watering the tree of liberty with the blood of people. Maybe that's not the type of thing to be talking about. When we do that, it's, we're crushing First Amendment speech. We're going after MAGA and their values. How dare you? But look how quickly the tables have turned, right? Now that they're in power, all that MAGA is doing and Donald Trump is doing is crushing dissent. This is a group that came into office saying, if we get elected, we're going to be pro-First Amendment speech. We're going to re-platform people. There's going to be more First Amendment speech, not less. No, what they meant was, as long as they agree and it's not in dissent or criticism of them or of Donald Trump, they're going to allow it. They're going to let MAGA say whatever crazy crap they want to say out loud, even if it's violent rhetoric, even if it crosses the line. But Democrats, if you dare to criticize, if you dare to comment, that's another story. Then we're going to start talking about bullet casings, and we're going to start making that person your responsibility as a party. But we've also watched Donald Trump, things that he's done backfire because we've kept an eye on it, because we've focused on it. His attempt to make Charlie Kirk a martyr and Jimmy Kimmel a pariah has backfired. He made Jimmy Kimmel a martyr. Yeah? He made Jimmy Kimmel a martyr just a week after Charlie Kirk's death, forever linking them together now because Jimmy Kimmel became for us a symbol. It's not just Jimmy Kimmel. It's Jimmy Kimmel, the concept. It's Jimmy Kimmel, the holder of the flame of First Amendment expression and everything that's wrong in the Trump administration trying to crush dissent and try to create state-controlled speech. That's what Jimmy Kimmel represented. And it's that type of overplaying their hands. I mean, there should be no place in law enforcement for a law enforcement person who's not spokesperson, agent, field agent, or whatever, who's not a political hack for the administration, to start pointing fingers at political violence moments after the shooting, when you have not done a full investigation. You want to announce something a week from now or 2 weeks from now or 3 weeks from now after you get a full investigation and you can make this kind of linkage, fine. But in the interim, they're just getting pressured, obviously, to do the political bidding of Donald Trump. I'm sure Stephen Miller was on the phone with Kristi Noem, who was on the phone with the FBI and Kash Patel, to make sure that all of the narrative and all of the talking points today points the finger at the Democrats and the liberals. No doubt. And we just saw it at that press conference. So we need to continue to fight back here on the MeidasTouch Network and on Legal AF. Take a moment, hit the free subscribe button here. Come over to Legal AF, the YouTube channel, do the exact same thing there. So until my next report, I'm Michael Popok. Can't get your fill of Legal AF? Me neither. That's why we formed the Legal AF Substack. Every time we mention something in a hot take, whether it's a court filing or a oral argument, come over to the Substack. You'll find the court filing and the oral argument there, including a daily roundup that I do called, wait for it, Morning AF. What else? All the other contributors from Legal AF are there as well. We got some new reporting. We got interviews. We got ad-free versions of the podcast and hot takes. Where? Legal AF on Substack. Come over now to free subscribe.